Good morning, Pat. Pat McDonagh, CEO of Clarity Travel Management Company Clarity. Thank you for joining me this morning.
Right.
You've got quite a lot of news you can talk about from recent weeks. So
Yeah.
I guess why don't you introduce the various particular aspects of it?
Yeah. So I suppose the big news is we arrive at the show with a new brand. So united under the Clarity and Brighter brands, the Clarity and the Agiito businesses, which is something we've been working on since November. It's all about bringing the DNA of both businesses into that brand and expressing. So we're really pleased with it. The feedback we're getting is great. So that's exciting. And then the other big one is the launch of Clarity Go, which is our booking platform. So not just an online booking tool, but also an agency desktop, really the heartbeat of the business. That's going very well, and we're showing it here today at the show.
Yeah, and we spoke not so long ago actually about the booking tool, and there was some. Well, why don't you just talk about some of the new features and functionality? But also, I think you've got quite good adoption rates. I know you're quite early in the rollout, but
we're early in the rollout, but what we're seeing already is we're seeing clients' online adoption rates increase by double-digit percentages, which is terrific. It shows that the user experience is easier, the content's richer, and it's less buggy, which is clearly an important factor. The support of the offline bookings is easier as well because we're seeing everything in the same place, which is critical. And the feedback we're getting from clients is excellent as well. So we're probably about 20% of the way through the job at the moment in terms of the rollout. But so far so good, yeah.
And you started development on this, I think, a few years ago in the depths of the pandemic.
Depths of the pandemic.
So I mean, interesting times to sort of make that investment.
Yeah, well, that's where we're fortunate as a business. The shareholders were very keen that we identified the opportunities to accelerate out of the pandemic. So September 2020, probably where everybody was at their lowest kind of ebb as a business, what we were doing was looking at how we accelerate out. What are the factors that are going to make the difference for us as a business moving forward? And clearly technology was right at the top of that list.
Yeah, and so first proprietary booking tool.
Yeah.
I guess what was it about other tools out there that you weren't happy with that you wanted to do yourself?
It's not necessarily what we're unhappy with. It's more about how are we going to remain in control in the future. And we're of a scale now where it's reasonable for us to make that investment in proprietary tech. There's an ever-changing distribution landscape. Just look at the last few weeks and what's been happening there. So we need to be in control. We need to have agility. Any development needs to be done with the needs of our customers first. We don't want to be in a queue with others waiting for that from a third party. So that was really what it was about. Plus, just modernising the way we do business. I spoke about it yesterday on a panel. Really, the way TMCs are architected is deeply inefficient. It results in a lack of agility. You can't take content from multiple sources sometimes because of the way that's built. What we wanted to do was build a new operating system that really gave us that flexibility. And it's a far deeper thing than just what we present to the customer.
And that is this sort of built on an API infrastructure where customers are able to self-architect what exactly the program they want to put together?
To a degree. Really, I suppose the main principles are it's cloud-based, it's microservice oriented, so effectively it's not this one huge monolithic thing and you make a change over here and something goes wrong over there. But it also gives you the ability to absorb new microservices, so augment the shopping experience, for example, with things like Route Happy or better carbon data through Thrust Carbon. And then also it's serverless. So what that effectively means is with using cloud technology, we're able to scale very, very quickly. And that means that we're not bound by physical kit, which is critical when customers are looking for speed, efficiency, scalability.
Yeah, okay. And then you mentioned sort of distribution changes. I guess distribution and sustainability are the kind of two big topics at the moment. How are they incorporated into the new platform?
From a distribution perspective, that architecture allows us to pull in multiple sources of content. We can deduplicate content as well, so you'll never see the same hotel twice, but you will see different sources of rates, which is important in expressing that marketplace principle to the customer. They need to feel like they're getting the best value on the day, and you will achieve that by having multiple sources of content. And then from a sustainability perspective, better point of sale information, so better informing that and more granular. So,
and is that where Thrust comes in?
That's where Thrust comes in. Not all flights are created equal in terms of their sustainability creds, so that provides that better level of detail there. We're also looking at things like hotel accreditation standards and feeding that into the booking process so that you can make a better informed choice around your hotel choice.
And then NDC content, you are plugging in through an aggregator, are you? But I think you've said you might do direct connect.
We can go in whatever direction we need to. So at the moment, most of our NDC content is via aggregators. In the future, I think a lot of it will come via the GDS. But we also have the agility to direct connect if we want to do that. I've got a general principle that we should take our content from as fewer sources as possible, as long as we get the breadth of content, because the fewer pipes you have, the fewer points of failure you potentially have in that.
Less to go wrong, I suppose.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the acquisition. I mean, it was announced last year, completed November, and obviously the new brand is the one of the biggest outcomes of that, I suppose, publicly facing at the moment. Tell us about what's going on behind the scenes and how everything's integrating.
Yeah, so behind the scenes, we're separating Agiito from a major PLC. So that takes quite a bit of work, but it's a very different business to most of the other businesses within that group. So that's the initial separation work that we're well underway with now. And then integration into the Clarity environment. So that means simple things like being on the same email domain and being able to see each other in Microsoft Teams, which 5 years ago was never a thing, and now is like the most important thing possible. We've integrated the management teams, so we brought them together. I've got one unified team there. And we're starting to work on the target operating model now and the migration to it. So that's got a very clear end state goal, which is, as far as customer-facing product is concerned, we have Meetings Pro, which is an Agiito legacy product, which is market-leading in terms of its ability to instant book and provide customers with that online shopping experience for meetings and events. And then Clarity Go on the transient business travel side of things. We've then got to do all the hard work with back office processes, mid office processes, and making sure clients go with us on that journey. Yeah,
and so plenty to keep you busy for now. But I've got to ask, I guess we published Europe's leading TMCs earlier this week. You might have seen, I think, Clarity with the organic growth and Agiito. I think you are up to 6th in the UK and 10th across Europe.
Yeah.
What's next on the cards? I mean, I think your parent company has some appetite for more acquisitions potentially.
Yeah, potentially. I think bear in mind this is a very big merger of two good-sized businesses, and there's a lot of work involved in that.
Yeah.
Where we focus from here is not potentially really on scale in the UK per se, because we have that now. It's where there are opportunities to add specific market capabilities. So that might be a specialism, a certain vertical. It could be geographical based, so it could be that we look at overseas acquisition. Although we're very happy with what we've got with One Global, there may be opportunities to come closer together as a One Global family through that. And then technology will remain a theme. We're in a great position. We believe we've got great proprietary tech in the two principal areas of business that we do. But there may be more out there that may interest us. So we've got a watching brief. I wouldn't say we're very active. Other parts of the group are. The sports business is quite active. But in the here and now, we've got a lot of opportunity to unlock in what we're doing already.
Yeah, fantastic. And plenty to keep you busy then.
Yeah, no doubt.
Okay,
yeah.
Fantastic. Thank you very much, Pat, for joining us.
Thank you.